Creation is a horrible and unexpected place. Listen at your own risk. Welcome to the Immaculate Chaos, an adventure of triumph, mistake, and heartache. Listen as beings unbound by the loom of fate struggle against unseen forces in a reality they barely understand. With intentions blinded by light and a path hidden in darkness, yet another step is taken towards uncertainty. Join battle once again, Anathema, as this story must yet be told.
Who's going first? And what's the distance?
Me and Zalia are going first.
Okay.
And then I think it was a 10-minute.
10 minute? Okay. So, Jack, Zalia, you guys go towards town.
Mhm.
The town gets a lot of looks. No way around it. Gets a lot of looks.
Yep.
No one really thinks too much of it, but they're very wary of it. They don't know if it's poisonous. They don't know what's going on, but they let it go.
Yeah, it's the tail they're looking at.
Eyes up here, buddy.
Look me in my
She's-
32 eyes.
She's walking into town eating a piece of jerky. She uses the stinger on the tail to pick her teeth.
Now, may I please have a perception and socialize roll?
Ooh, socialize. This ought to be good.
That thing that I assumed
both
you
of
were
you.
amazing at.
Yeah.
How many socialize does she have?
Oh,
She doesn't like people. If that helps.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It's not going to be pretty.
I thought,
somebody's getting
I
stale.
thought Jack had a good socialize. I don't know why.
Everybody has an idea of what my character does, but nobody asks.
Yep. You don't exactly tell.
Holy
either.
shit on a shingle. Look
How-
at this. I don't want to move this.
That has a lot of zeros.
No, that's a lot of tens.
Yes, but
That's what I mean.
Oh,
like,
exactly.
yeah.
That's a lot of doubles.
So how many successes did Zalia get?
It's like
One
like
success.
almost
Okay.
all zeros
So,
and sevens.
Zalia, when you guys enter in, you're right next to Jack, where you're supposed to be. You're walking. Jack, what'd you get? How many successes?
Oh wow, good thing too.
Oh! 12. Okay, so you are walking
On
into a socialite nightmare. Okay? As soon as you're in there, you're seeing how people interact to each
Yeah.
other. You watch somebody walk up to a businessman and they bow for a solid 1-2 seconds before they're acknowledged by the actual vendor, and then the person
Okay.
stands up and then they start carrying on a conversation. You watch as you see a woman walking down the street who has a wedding ring on, and you see a man standing just behind her right shoulder, following her. She is a matriarch of her family, very obviously. So you see Zalia walking directly next to you. You know you're in a place where they are already second-class citizens. She shouldn't be walking next to you. She should be walking either slightly behind you, with maybe a few inches if you are not together.
Yeah.
But if she's with you, she should be walking a little bit behind you, with your bodies overlapping in the shadow.
I expressed this to Zalia.
I do so.
Okay. So do you identify yourself as with him or just together?
Yeah, are you hired or are we together? I'm not going to make you choose. Because
No.
what I have to do to you socially might be brutal, so.
It's up to you because you're the one leading this.
And she doesn't understand why you're telling her to do the thing.
Got you. Okay.
Unless you make a point,
Yeah.
once you're in town, be
Yeah.
like, okay, look, we gotta
Yeah.
pretend to do this thing.
Yeah.
In which case, it'd be kind of obvious.
Yeah. Well, can't we talk telepathically?
No,
No.
you can try.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so far every time we've had to try to communicate something through Fen,
Yeah.
we've had to talk to Fen.
And then Fen translates.
Got you. Got you. Okay. So I discreetly point out to Zalia the way things are. I explain all of this to her, and then I'm going to need her to be.
Okay, so you kind of pull off to the side.
Yeah.
You do see a couple of people looking kind of oddly at you because you kind of pull off to the side, off the road, have a little conversation, and then you guys step back on. So you're given the choice. You know exactly why he's expressing this.
It's up to you. You're the one that's.
I think you should be my employee for this instance.
Okay.
So you take your positions. You start walking on. Far less stairs as you're starting to continue and almost to the gate in Cloudstar as you're making this transition. Because she was standing equal to you, you suddenly realize that's why she was getting so many stairs.
It wasn't so much the tail; it was
she was presenting herself as your equal.
Yeah, and everyone's like, "What the hell?" Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to give you all an idea of what you're walking into.
Gotcha.
So, do you continue to go into town, or do you bail?
This is the town, I'm assuming?
Yes. This is Fire Nation. When I say this, I am pointing at a whiteboard with a rough outline of Fire Nation.
Where am I in relevance to this?
7.
Where we are 7?
7. That's Cloudstar.
Okay. 7. So we're like here. And
And you guys were given a map at one point.
Got you. What are the buildings, the surrounding buildings?
They're random buildings. There's a tavern, there's an inn, there's a place to stable your horses and your wagons, that kind of stuff.
Okay. I would probably
By the door.
probably not so much pick a place, but like a place to just kind of rest.
Kind of continue watching the town while watching what these guys, when they come in.
Okay. You see outside the tavern there are a couple of tables. There's a bench. Outside.
There's a what? A bench?
A bench.
I heard that too.
I heard it too.
Bench.
Sorry,
I'm sure there's a bitch out there too, but
he's like, yo.
I feel like he was trying to say
I knew he was
wench
saying
and bench, and
but I
his
heard
brain
bitch.
said bitch.
There's a bar with a couple of bitches outside. That's Jack's place right there. New establishment.
God.
The inn itself doesn't have any seating. There are several park benches, more or less, by the stable at watching the horses that you could easily go and relax by. Other than that, there's not so much seating area here. You'd probably need to go into a building to.
Well, I want to stay visible so I can keep an eye on these guys.
So do you sit over by the tavern, or do you take a seat over by the horses and watch the horses? But the horses are facing towards the horses, not towards the road.
I'll probably take a seat by the bar.
Okay.
Near the bitches.
Near the bitches. So you go sit on a bitch.
I just pictured you lashing the horse and then turning around and sitting on it backwards to watch the road.
Don't make fun of my customs.
I want a T-shirt of a Chibi Jack pointing at a bench, going, "It's pronounced bitch."
So you find seating. You guys did not say that you guys rode horses. You guys said you walked. So I'm assuming you guys don't have horses to deal with.
Yeah.
Someone comes over, asks you, what do you want for the morning? They list off a bunch of different reasonably priced breakfast foods. Nothing really highbrow. It seems to be more of laborer food.
Laborer food.
All eggs, no bakey.
Lots of eggs. Lots of things that are made with eggs. There are sausages, but she does say that they have been cured, so they've been smoked. So you don't know how long they've been there.
What about sausages?
Not sausages.
No sausages. I think we're all set for now. They're just normal common drinks.
There's water, milk. She lists off a whole bunch of non-alcoholic stuff.
Yeah. And my eyebrow raises up. Do you have anything alcoholic?
She kind of looks at the sun on the horizon. Well, we do offer sake, but it is a bit early, sir.
Never too early for sake.
Are you judging?
In this town, yes.
Yeah. We run on Sunday.
We're going to actually get an actual judge
Yeah.
who's going to find you in.
I guess I'll just go with the common breakfast food.
If it's
I'll look a little dissatisfied about it.
Okay, that's fine.
If it's noonish, there might actually be alcoholic tea.
It's not noonish. It's morning.
Never mind.
Dude, it's 8 a.m. in the
This
morning.
time of
Jack
day?
wants to get hammered.
It's tea time.
Yeah.
Like my Japanese coffee.
But is it milk from a cow or milk from a goat?
Seeing
Or
as
milk from a chicken.
Oh, yeah.
seeing
You
as
showed me
it's
that.
not so
On a
much of a thing in our current society. Taking a shot of sake out in public at 8 o'clock in the morning would be reason enough for you to get the constabulary either fining you or taking you in for drunken disorderly.
But I'm not drunk
It's
yet.
one shot.
I totally plan on being drunk and disorderly, but it's only 8. Call me at
To
noon.
quote Ron White, I was drunk at a bar. You threw me into public.
So, you sit down for a meal. About 10 minutes later, who enters?
I think we were next.
Sure.
The entire time Angus is in town, he's
Saving
using
the
the
best
thermal
for
vision.
last.
Yep.
So, are you guys walking in?
No, we have our cart.
Okay, so cart.
My quick question to Rog is
Angus.
you
Oh,
because
okay.
you are kind of playing,
Anyway.
Yeah.
This is an out of character thing. Just for a description of the cart, we have our supply, our sale items. Do you have a little mobile forge type thing with it?
No. My forge
Not
is...
No, not that one.
So, he would have like a small anvil and a small hammer in the cart, yes, for like sail repairs.
Yes,
That's it.
that's what I mean. Like this isn't a. It is a
No.
little mobile.
It's not a mobile forge scenario.
It's a repair station.
It's
He has
like-
an
that's
anvil,
fine.
a couple of tongs, some
Somebody
hammers.
A small
It's literally
fire
something
area.
to do a tweak because somebody bitched about something on the
Yes,
product.
but I mean, that's what I wanted to know. So that
and
way,
you'd be driving the cart.
Yes.
Angus would be in the cart.
Yes.
Because, and you know this because he's got distorted features, the tongue and the eyes, so he's just not even gonna try to be the guy in charge. He knew better than going in. That's why he went.
Yeah.
He's fully cloaked because he knows it's polite to hide. It's polite to hide his looks here, and he's just trying not to be conspicuous. And he's not gonna talk. Like your job is to talk.
yep.
But thermal vision at all times in case it helps him spot something that matters. Because when he's not using it, you said his eyes look normal.
Yeah, more or less.
They've just got a gleam.
Yep.
Okie dokie.
You'd have to look real close to find it when he's not using it.
So the entire time he's here, his eyes are just like Quicksilver,
Yep.
like Riddick.
Yep.
That's fine. I more wanted just
Now,
for.
do you lash their 2 horses to the front of the wagon and 4 horse it, or do you guys leave it with the 2 horses that were already on the wagon?
They did leave their horses.
Correct.
I will take them with me. They'll be lashed on.
Okay, so they'll be following.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
That actually makes a lot of sense because worst case scenario, we sell the wagon and we just take the horses back to their next location. That actually wouldn't be that uncommon.
And even Angus would realize that technically having 2 horses on a wagon would be ideal for refreshing it.
Yep.
That too.
So, you walk in, you have 2 horses lashed to your cart, 2 following it, Angus is in the back, you are driving.
Yes, I am.
No problem driving it, it's not like you're rushing or anything.
No.
So you drive it in, same deal, you're entering into Cloudstar unless you're going to go off-road and try to go to another gate. But Cloudstar has 1 tavern, 1 inn, place to stable, board, all of that.
Yeah. I think our first bet, as we go through, we're going to try and find somewhere to secure our items of sale.
Okay.
Lashing the horses up is cool and all, but we need somewhere to keep stuff from being pilfered.
Gotcha.
Regardless of how orderly the city is, people still steal things.
They do. Now, you know that the town is pretty much all warehouses.
Yes.
So you would need to secure something for storage. You would need to go into the town to do that. Outside here, this is really just people to land before they go into town, or for people to wait out here while others go into town.
As I drive the horses in, I make a point of catching a guard's attention.
Yeah.
Whoever's inspecting our load, because like you said, it was customs.
The outside of the wall, there's no guards directly walking that territory.
Yeah.
The guards are going to be at the guardhouse.
Okay.
Last time you came here, they basically asked you, what's your point of business? You're like, oh, I'm just visiting. Like, they're like, okay, go on.
Yeah.
As we're going through the customs and everything, Angus organizes everything so that they can quick glance everything and see each thing and know exactly what's
Okay.
going on. So that we're clearly not hiding anything.
But yes, good.
So you're just going straight into town?
No, good sir, we are traveling merchants.
No, that's what I mean. Is you're going into town now. So
Yes.
You're going to go through the guard station.
We are going to go through the guard
You
station.
guys see them drive by to the guard station. They go right behind you guys. Okay?
Oh, they didn't go into town? They hung
No,
out
they're
outside?
sitting outside in front of the stables,
Yeah.
which is why I was trying to figure out where you guys were going.
See, I thought they
My
went
plan is
in.
to let
Nope.
everybody in and then follow from
No,
behind.
as you go towards
Make
the
sure no one's
guardhouse, you see
following
these
us.
two sitting by the stables.
Yeah.
Good plan.
They're just
Yeah,
watching
that's
the
what I
horses. You do notice that Streak is looking, or not Streak, Jack is looking around. So he's paying attention to what's going on,
Yeah.
generally. So
Yeah.
you know he notices you.
Yeah. I was about to say, I glance at him, but I don't know.
No nod, no acknowledgement. Gotcha.
Yeah. The quickest thing is just a slight stopping on him. Eye lock.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. So Jack,
It'd
you
take
lock
a lot
eyes,
to
you
notice.
grab him for a split second, and then he's looking straight ahead. He's heading towards the guardhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys do anything, or you let it happen?
I let it happen.
Okay.
I'm waiting for everybody to come in.
Yep. How far behind you two were the other ones?
10 minutes.
That's
10 minutes between,
Yeah.
between all three. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. So you guys get to the guard station. Guy comes up with a clipboard. Reason for visit.
We are traveling. I am a traveling merchant. This is my
Associate.
my associate, and we
A
are here.
Second guard comes behind, leans in.
I opened the flap for him.
Yeah, he kind of
Yep.
looks at you weird. Marks something down on his clipboard, and then looks around. Thank you.
We need a place to secure our cart and our goods for the night.
For sale here or for traveling further?
We'd like to make a pretty penny here, but if we have to move on further, we'll have to move on further.
Well, there's warehouses over. Been here before? No.
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, there's some warehouses over in Copper Fair.
Yep.
They're usually cheap. They're definitely. They will definitely accept outsider goods for storage for short term. Inside the town, you're going to be a little hard pressed, sir. That's more of long term stuff. People who are planning to either immigrate here for life, or people who are planning to set up shop, or have someone who was already going to buy.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the information. I guess we'll be making our way down there. Do you know anywhere that we could stop and have a bite of breakfast?
There's a couple places in town if you're going to be quick, but otherwise Copper Fair has a couple of taverns over there.
What's your favorite place?
I actually like the tavern in Long Row. That's actually where I'm from, and they tend to have the freshest produce. Long Row is up here.
Yeah.
You know, the last time you were here, that's where they do all of their fishing industry.
Yeah,
So
I had.
so that's where like
Yep.
the fish market is. Like
Oh,
that's
yeah,
where the. So you're like, you know what? That would make sense.
No,
I'm telling you.
Well, I've never been here before.
No, I'm just saying you as Gratham would know.
I've never been here before as Gratham. I've never been here before. Do not hear me.
So he explains there's a tavern over in Long Row. That's usually where I frequent.
Yep.
They have the better fresh meat, but you can't go wrong with Copper Fair. You'll have a little bit of everything from everywhere.
Well, we'll have to check it out. Thank you very much.
He on the bottom of this piece of paper
Yep.
that he's been writing out as he talks to you, he writes a couple of things, tears off the bottom of the thing, and hands it to you.
Okay.
It says transit to Copper Fair may stop in town for food.
Okay.
Just in case you get questions or someone asks for papers, whatever.
Yep. There are your papers.
Last time they handed you the ticket, they never even asked, never got stopped. It's more along the lines of, if you caused trouble, what did you say you were here for?
Yeah.
I'm going to keep an eye out for any building that looks military, that looks designed in such a way that it would have a basement.
Okay. So, you saw no thermals in Cloudstar, other than like general sun heats.
Not necessarily just thermally, like I'll switch back and forth if needed. Like
It's thermal and what else?
It's just thermal and regular vision.
Yeah. Again, you don't really see anything too out of the ordinary. It seems like a normal, like, hey, we have a big settlement, but we don't want you in the settlement, so you can stop here for a little bit while you get yourself together type area. The wall into town is a little too warm for it to be stone. So you're pretty sure that the stone itself is hollow, and there's probably like tunnels and stuff in the wall that are keeping it warm.
Okay. The biggest thing is that I'm looking to see if I could deduce whether or not it would have below ground. Anything below ground?
The earth is going to diffuse anything that would be below ground.
Well, I'm not just using the thermals to do that. Like construction knowledge, like how this would build. Would it have to have a basement to be that way it's built, type of thing?
Gotcha. Okay, so I got a vague idea of what you're talking about. If there's something that you guys go across, I'll let you know. But
specifically anything military.
Yeah, but those are the only things as far as thermals you're going to get is the wall. Everything else is going to be standard stuff.
Okay,
especially in the middle of the day.
I have some ideas for some hot things.
Gotcha. So you get through the gate. They wave you through. The gate was already open.
Yeah.
Wasn't like they had to open it or anything, but they just wave you through. You enter town. From this point, where do you go?
We're gonna head to
Copper.
Yep.
Okay. So you head over here.
At could Jack and Zalia have overheard our conversation? I don't know. Okay.
Yeah. No, they made a point of like they wanted to kind of be close enough.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like right here. This is the stables. So they're like right here.
Gotcha.
Okay. So you guys go in.
Yeah.
Angus. You see what appears to be a
Purple
very
box.
ornate shrine in a beautifully manicured field in the middle of town. The grass itself seems perfect, and there's power coming from the building.
Like
and
electricity?
the building is excruciatingly bright to your thermal vision.
What does the building look like?
It looks like a 3-tiered
Japanese royalty house.
Pyramid with the top is just a giant flame.
Okay. Does it look like it would have a basement?
Possibly.
Okay.
The building itself looks seamless from the 150 feet you are from it.
So, I mean, I obviously can see this building too, and it's obviously something to look at. It's like a ziggurat pyramid, or
Yeah,
is it
more or
like
less.
okay, or like a Shinto shrine?
No, it's just like a weird stone pyramid that doesn't look like it was built. It looks like it was kind of formed.
3-tiered step pyramid kind of thing. Gotcha. How tall?
To the bottom of the fire, it's about 75 feet.
Oh, this thing's big.
Yeah, it's a big pyramid.
Okay.
Each tier is probably about a floor and a half.
Gotcha. Yeah,
like this is 100 feet. It's probably 50 feet wide, 60 feet wide.
That's fine.
Yeah. You saw this last time you were here, but there's no reason to mention it. You would have just thought it was a weird monument.
Yeah. I whisper to you while we're traveling, find out what that is for.
Okay. Leaning back in my seat. No problem, bud.
I figured you could do that in casual conversation, hopefully. Yeah. I need more information before
I've never been here before, and it's an interesting sight.
Actually, would you have picked up on that when you were first here?
No,
things to ask him.
He's never been here before.
I've never been here before.
You know what I mean?
No, I would have just thought it's a monument in the center of town. You're the one that spotted something interesting about it.
Yeah.
You're like giant weird triangle with a flame on top. Check.
Ah, cool step pyramid.
Yep.
Look at the fire. All right.
So you guys continue down.
This has nothing to do with the book I'm looking for. Neato.
You see another manicured park with what is very apparent a Shinto shrine. And then you guys are over Copper. Ari and Gamlin.
Best for last.
You guys have 2 horses.
Actually, technically, they'll be the last.
How old do I think? Now that she's changed her...
Ari, how old are you
But I like your
appearing to be?
3.
I think older's the better, not the better game.
Well, that's what I was kind of thinking too, is that I'd appear older, but what's the average age range for mortals?
On average, mortals are somewhere in the realm of 40, being old, 50, 60s, being elderly. Now, people can live longer than that.
We'll say 42.
Yeah, but you're not like...
Oh, all right. 52.
Okay, so you're more or less a grandma.
This is a nice young boy here.
It seems so nice. It brings me to the market.
Pardon our crinkles while we.
Well, shit, if we're going for it.
Yep.
Pop those down.
All at once now.
Okay. Okay, it's over. It's over. We did the thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Now we can just edit this out.
So you look elderly, but you are in fact young. Camelin, are you associating any? Because you've been here before. You know the culture.
Right.
Does your name happen to be Pips and
If there's questions you
Pedalopsicopoulos?
have about the culture, just ask him and he'll tell you the answer. But I'm pretty confident that you know exactly the type of culture I'm going for.
I'm assuming they super revere, like, honored
that ginger ale
grandmother
smell.
is, like,
Yeah.
a really high, like, okay, don't bother her.
Yes.
She gets respect.
Yep.
Like, okay, good. That's
Would
what I wanted.
Would you
Just
set
the way
her,
Ari likes it. I totally tell her all that before
Okay.
we even, like, on the road. I'm like,
and do you set her up as the monarch, or do you set her up as your equal?
As the monarch.
Okay.
We're gonna be a quote unquote house, and we're gonna get a place that needs to be approved by the monarch. That's why you're here.
She's young but looks old. She's Mrs. Pips and Pedalopsicopoulos.
I'm not saying that. I'm gonna say bitches way too often in that.
See, you're her swordsman is basically how that's going.
Yeah.
I'm her grandson, swordsman. We're scouting out a place for the family to move to.
He's so nice. He takes me places.
Do you guys ride the horses through town, or do you get off of your horse and guide the horses?
I'll get off and guide him.
Okay. So Ari, he directs you to stay on the horse as you guys get close to town. He starts walking the horses through town. Do you stop at any of the buildings? Do you check anything out?
I will ask a guard.
The first guard you're going to see is going to be the guard tower.
Yeah, I'll stop at the guard tower.
Okay. So you're going to walk by these two who are sitting at the stables. Do you wait up for them to go first, or do you kind of like just walk by them and...
I give them a nod. Quick nod. Like.
Okay. Zalia and Jack, you both notice very obviously that as they walk through, people are partying for this procession of Ari and Camelin.
Yeah.
Even to the point where you have a couple of underaged people, or like early teens to mid-teens, like they're just out and playing. They stop and quick bow as they go by because they don't know who she is, but they know she's obviously a person of honor.
Yep.
It's all coming together.
I'm gonna do a perception.
Much on
I'm gonna do a perception check to see if anybody is trying to. I don't want to say pickpocket them, but eye them in a way that I would eye somebody as a mark.
So, as a point of reference in this place, you have found it extremely weird. No one gets close to anybody else.
No, not so much like, so you know when like you're walking down the street and somebody's like looking at somebody's watch, or they're looking at somebody's...
Yeah, no, that's not even a thought that occurs.
That's not even here?
Yeah.
If somebody got
I
caught...
don't like this town.
Right?
Jack, it's too clean.
If somebody got caught looking at her like they were going to pickpocket, if someone suspected that, they could have fates worse than death. Yeah, somebody's tired of having eyes. Yeah, somebody's tired of having eyes.
Right, never mind. I don't need to worry about it then.
Now, inside, there might be some shadier parts of town, but this is very open. There's, like, the buildings aren't really all that close. Like, this is designed in a way that if someone was to try and hide here, the guards are going to see them. Like...
Gotcha.
I lean down and whisper in Jack's ear, is she always this extra? Does she always have to be this extra?
I whisper back and go, at least they're not fleeing and screaming.
The answer
I feel
is
attacked.
yes.
The answer is yes. Ari's character concept, extra.
So you want so this procession goes up to the guard station. Both guards step forward. They bow. They say grandmother, and then they wait to be acknowledged in whether or not they're talking to her or they're talking to you. So who is the voice?
I'll talk to him. If you want
I was going to say, my grandson speaks for me. Oh, I'm sorry. My grandson speaks for me.
Would you like?
I don't have that like gravelly smoker's voice. It's really hard to
bring in the smoke.
My grandson. You can talk to the nice guardsman for me.
Yes,
the nice
So
my grandson speaks for me.
Thank you. I'm just gonna write what I want to say, and Zalia's gonna read it for me. Well,
So-
Raven's gonna read it for me.
Okay. So the one who was more forward looks at the other one, waves him off, and then turns to Camlin and starts talking. While they're talking, the other guy comes over with a cup of tea that he just poured for you because your voice sounded gravelly.
I'm just
Oh, this is garbage. What are you giving me this swill for?
Aren't you thoughtful?
Can I have a
Water.
At first I thought she said, aren't you supple?
Well, she could be that kind of grandma too.
Oh,
God.
God, no.
Can I have an intelligence in socialize, please?
Oh,
Um,
God.
Very well. Welcome to Fire. Yeah, who would say Fire Nation? Fire Nation. House.
Fujiwara.
You write Fujiwara.
Which
I
is
am
a miracle, I'll have you know.
She properly takes the tea and drinks it, leaving a little bit at the bottom of it, and then hands it back and thanks him properly, and then he bows and they walk off. So she's pulling off her side of this deal.
I kind of do one of these like.
Yeah. There's all the faces of people who don't think I'm civilized.
I'm like, oh,
Do we
well,
see that?
all right then, Grandma.
Huh.
I was gonna start making like senile excuses. She forgets. Just
Did I
be
hear him
nice.
say the house that he was
She
from?
forgets being
Fujiwara, yes.
Fujiwara. I heard that though. Okay,
Yep.
that's important.
I'm assuming you guys are close enough not to be obvious, but
Yeah.
close enough to hear.
Yeah. Well, as soon as they come through, because of the last group coming, that's when we would get up and move. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So Fujiwara.
Yes.
Reason for your visit?
Well, we are looking to perhaps establish a new permanent residence for the Fujiwara dynasty, or
Well, welcome to the city. So immigration would be the reason. Business?
No, yo.
You just stated that you're going to immigrate, so now he's asking what is your business to keep you here?
I used to be a captain in the Army's baggage train, so I have somewhat of a logistical expertise. I was hoping to get into the textile industry.
Very well.
It's raspberry juice.
Hey, man. I'm trying to
Jack tries not to smirk, and he goes, "Learn stuff new every day."
It's all bullshit, man. You know it's bullshit.
You should be able to find some lodgings, perhaps an Apple Lodge. You're going to drive down this road. You're going to drive past the Fire of Freedom, and you'll see a bunch of buildings with various roads in there.
You guys listen.
There are 2 taverns within that region. If you've reached the Shinto shrine of... Oh my god.
Jack, they have a fire of freedom.
I want to take it.
Freedom fire.
Freedom fire.
That freedom fire tastes good.
It warms my rusted heart.
If you've reached
Sounds like a Rammstein song. Freedom fire!
If you reach the Shinto shrine of the trickster, you've gone too far.
Oh crap!
1,000 thank yous. I am, and I'm kind of diddling the sword handle a little bit. I'm like, I am also extremely hungry. You mentioned taverns. Is there one that would expertise in our native fare? I so miss the flavors and aromas of home.
Where are you from?
I'm from the God.
Yes, that nation.
You did this to yourself.
I'm from Backstoryville. What the hell was I from? I can make it up. Where Fujiwara. I am from one of the many nations in the Thousand Kingdoms that is now Fire Lotus. The Fujiwara house was in the northern provinces.
Well, you will find many taverns in Appalachia that will serve many of the fare across all of the Thousand Kingdoms, as the Lotus Empire has far-reaching lands. And then he bows.
Return his bow. Thank you for being good to us.
1 second, because there's a reference he's going to make, and I just need to pull it up.
I know that feel.
Right?
It's like, oh!
Oops. Shit. Well, I RP'd myself into this corner. I'll RP myself out.
There it is.
Wonderful.
You didn't want to burp on the
I hope
whole-
that's a series. I want all of them.
So he bows and says,
Yep.
"May the Lady of Deceit always protect thee."
I return his bow.
And you were waved in.
I hope there wasn't subtext to that.
Okay, so the guards wish him well. Grandmother and Camlin Fujiwara are entered
come on.
into.
Come on, Grandma.
Put on the table. Peaches.
Now it is simply Jack and Zalia who are outside.
We are going to follow these two.
How far behind?
Comfortably.
Based upon my perception of how things and people are moving, a similar distance.
You want it to be known like you're a separate group.
Yeah, that we're a separate group.
You just happen to get up at this.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, grandmother does take a little bit of time getting moving and all of that, so that actually takes some time. So there's a little bit of a pile up. There's already two behind them.
Damn it,
They're
Grandma.
trying to get into town. You do see a couple of people just walk into town, and the secondary guard waves them through. But it does seem like there's already a couple there. So if you were to get up now, by the time you got there, you'd be next.
Okay.
God damn it, Grandma.
Grandma.
Get moving.
So I'm assuming you get up, you go to get in town. They kind of look at Zalia a little.
The best part is she still has all
Yeah,
her
like they
strength.
give her kind of the once over. Second guard kind of goes over, marks a couple of things on his, which the second guard did not mark anything for these two, but they did for the second group.
Yeah.
Yes.
As we're traveling through town, I pull back the covering enough that I can display a bunch of the sale items in the back of the cart,
Okay.
and I just sit amongst them, like so people can see what is coming into town as a possible purchase.
Okay. You don't necessarily see anybody looking, but you do it. Gotcha.
Nobody wants your shit.
Not yet. You're traveling through town.
It's basically free marketing.
Yeah. So the second one looks at Zalia, makes a couple of marks on his, looks her over, and then steps back behind the first one. Puts his clipboard away, puts his hand on his sword, just to be safe. He's not like lifting it out.
Yeah.
He's just like resting it there. Like he's still on guard, but he didn't see enough on Zalia to be like she's gonna be a problem.
Judging by the respectful nature of everybody here, clearly, would it be important for me to establish to him that it's going to be fine, or would I just?
No, you want them to do their job.
Okay.
You want because they have a job to do. They're not trying to invade. Like they're trying to be respectful, but they have a job to do, and they're trying to protect lives.
Gotcha.
Is how they see it.
They have guns trained on you because they don't know who you are.
So while all of that is happening, first guard steps up to you. Good morning, sir. Business?
Little business, little pleasure.
Okay. What are we here for, though?
Oh, I'm a purveyor of both spirits, and I'm looking to get a hold of a individual that I've been looking for. Finding people is really my business.
Okay. Credentials?
I show him my Nexus paperwork.
Marks it down. Okay. Sorry about the 40 questions, investigator from Nexus. I'm sure you understand.
Absolutely.
Would you be able to give us the name of who you search for? Perhaps we could help.
Confidential.
Yeah, that's exactly what I say. I was like, I'm really not in the business to give out client information. You understand.
Understood.
I can put your mind at ease, though. There's no. It's really just a a look around, as it were. No actions will be taken in your town, and if there are any actions taken in your town, I will be talking to you.
Very well. And is she venomous?
No, but she is my bodyguard.
Understood. Writes on the bottom of the slip, tears it off, hands you the slip.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go down this road, take a left, you're going to walk by the Fire of Freedom, and you're going to continue north. There's a place called Red Yard. It's just outside the other gate. Show them that slip, you won't have any problems on your way back in.
Okay.
But that's where most of the spirits are imported. There, I believe there's a couple of breweries there as well. But most of it comes from up north if you're looking for spirits.
It's my first time here. You said something about Fire of Freedom?
Yeah, it's our monument.
Could you show me?
Well, I can't walk there, but you're going to go straight down this road. You can't miss it.
Okay.
He waves you through.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
The slip, because you're going to... it's you. You're going to look on it. It says, investigation here till deemed necessary or not necessary. Probably staying in Red Yard. So you kind of have like an open license. You're pretty sure you kind of played the trump card in this because you're an investigator from Nexus who owns this town.
I don't own this town though.
No,
Nexus does.
Oh.
Nexus owns.
Why did I not put that together?
Nexus owns all the 1,000 Kingdoms.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
People just keep them safe for them until they don't do a good job at it.
Correct.
And then they get new purveyorship.
Yep.
Gotcha.
It occurs to you afterwards. You're like,
why did I? Yeah, no, literally.
Okay. So, Camlin.
Yes.
You walk through this first area here because you've been here before.
Right.
This first area here is what the original town was. So these are all original buildings. Okay. This is the ridges. There were some buildings here. This is where you assaulted. When you get here, you realize this is where the old lord was. That's where you murdered his son.
Oh.
What?
Well, damn.
Oh no.
Going in
Well.
bad.
Well, when did you do this? Way in the past?
Just
Not recently, right? No. Right.
not recently.
Could have at least spit on it first.
Well. Let's just move on from this spot.
There's a bunch of newer buildings in the Apple Ridge. You also see a very nice orchard that wasn't there before. But you see a bunch of newer buildings. That is where they directed you to. You see pleasant smells, breads. People are very proper, nice. The roads are 1.5 wide. So for some horses, easy. Carts, maybe not so much. But enough room for people to walk, two side by side down the road, each direction. Okay? So like you figure a cart is usually about 3 people if they're like shoulder to shoulder. It's a little bit bigger than that.
So this is the pass through for all the heavy coke, right? Coming out of
Yes.
Cassia.
Yes.
We are headed
on
to
the
the warehouse.
on the first time in. This is where he came in with the coke, and it went straight up north. Or actually, it went to a warehouse in eastward, and then went north.
I just want to make sure I knew what the context was.
Yep. Okay. So you guys go to Apple Ridge. You find a decent tavern. I'm pretty sure you stop at the first one that smells good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you go in there and you order some food.
I'm so hungry. I order a ton.
Yeah. You're satiated after about 4 plates.
Good.
Damn.
Got this hunger though.
As you're moving around in your plates and everything, you feel an itch to the north. Like there's a scent on the wind inside the building, inexplicably.
Sorry, I
north?
had Taco
Yep.
Bell.
Jeez, Grandma.
Second group. You guys enter in. You guys come through here. You guys see that large ziggurat-ish building. You guys can actually get very close to it. It is seamless. It looks like someone either had to have created this with magic, or it was formed from clay. Zalia, you feel the sorceress power coming off of this. It's thick.
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 Dummy thick.
Dummy thick. Damn, boy.
I'm probably just gonna continue to not stare at it, but like just take it in. Think to myself, man, should have had Incus built me one of these. What does it do?
Now, the size of the fire, it should be warm where you are. You don't feel the heat, but the fire is extremely large. It's probably a good 15, 20 feet wide.
Does it look fake to me?
No.
Okay.
No, you can hear it even like sizzle the air a little bit.
Weird. And according to my perception, there's no scenes in this thing at all. Jesus.
You guys continue north?
Well, everyone seems to be. No one else seems to be north yet, right?
You know that they were directed towards
south,
Apple Lodge,
yeah,
which is to your east.
Yep.
And that the second group was directed towards Copper Fair, which was a external place where people could do business.
Gotcha.
So, like, temporary shops, people who aren't here very long, that kind of stuff, is all Copper Fair.
Gotcha.
So they're both down this road. You're going this direction currently.
Yeah, I think we'll continue to do so.
Okay.
And that's Zalia. What do you think?
Don't ask me.
I'm just the muscle.
Yeah, I'm just the bodyguard.
Oh, okay.
If we're being as watched as it seems like, it's someone ask me questions.
Once you're inside, you guys maintain that and it's a lot lighter. You do see guards actually patrolling around. You don't see a lot of them. You hear happy noises, that kind of stuff. Each of these little neighborhoods almost seems like it's self-contained, like they kind of keep to themselves. So like you're seeing little shops, little restaurants, you're seeing residences, that kind of stuff. Kind of mixed in all together. So this is home. Inside is not watched nearly as much as outside was.
Because I got through the door, yeah.
Now that you're inside, you had to pass somehow.
Yeah. Well, we should probably make our way north because we have paperwork saying we're going north, so that's what my thought is.
So you head north. The guards don't even look at you. They're talking to somebody else. You walk out of the gates. You smell the hops. You smell the carbon. There's definitely one or two breweries somewhere in these buildings. It's a bunch of warehouses. It's a bunch of I don't know what you call them, garages, more or less, places to put like things as they're getting loaded. But other than that, there's really not much here. There is 2 taverns, but you don't really see an inn. You don't see a place to stay.
Yeah.
You can't remember what they.
Well, it's still too early to go in these buildings, correct?
Oh, they're all open.
Okay.
They're making stuff.
Yeah.
They're creating.
That's right.
The tavern would probably be serving food of some sort.
Yeah.
You would assume probably something from the north. Something that's probably come in, that kind of thing. Something that probably features a local wine or is testing something, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there's probably some interesting food here, but you'd have to stop in and look. But you don't actually see a tavern there.
Okay.
You do see, I'm going to say 3 breweries, more or less, as you kind of like walk around a little bit. And the garages. You don't go into the garages.
Yeah.
Like, it's very obvious what they are.
Yeah.
You can kind of see, like, through the slats and stuff, like, what it is, but to, like, go in without, like, a reason would be very obvious.
Yeah. What are the names of these? Does it have any outward names, or is it just building 1, 2, and 3 kind of thing?
The breweries would have names. They'd have, like, a little placard next to the door signifying what it is. I don't have them rolled up because I didn't think it would matter.
Gotcha.
And the taverns are all just nameless.
Gotcha.
So there's taverns, but they don't have anything like outside that says you're a thing. You're pretty sure it's because you don't want to advertise that you have liquor in the middle of the day, so they just don't worry about it.
Okay. All right.
Those kind of things would probably have like an awning or something, or like a sign that they put out once you're allowed to drink.
As we were traveling through, I would keep an eye out for any like crafting stalls that have anything like exotic, anything he's never seen before, just out of curiosity too.
Just traveling through town?
Yeah, like as Grath was pulling the car through town, like Angus is gonna if he spots a shop and they've got something for sale that he's never seen before, he will like try to take a peek.
Got it. So the only thing that you see that's kind of weird is the orchard. The orchard itself smells like very flowery smell. There's one brewery that's larger than the rest of it, and it does seem to be doing something with apples.
With apples?
Mm-hmm. And you guys get to Copperfield. Copper Fair. Copper Fair is more or less commercial. There's business after business after business. There's like 3 taverns. There's 2 inns. There's a bunch of different places to actually like set up like a temporary building. You see a couple of places where people kind of put up a bunch of temporary buildings and make their own like little market. It is business central. This area right here that I kind of have shaded off is all warehouses. So it's just warehouse. There's probably about 10 to 15 fairly sizable warehouses.
Okay.
And they all just have a single family name attached to it.
Gonna make my way over to the warehouses, and inquiring about a short-term rent for storage of our supplies.
The very first one you go to is like, yep, no, we could definitely do that for you. List off a price. It's not expensive, but it's not cheap either.
Yeah.
You've no basis to know if that's cheap or not.
Yeah.
But that's all these buildings really are. And that's why they got directed you this way. Is it's
Oh, yeah,
all
yeah,
short term. So
yeah.
they're like, yeah, no, we can definitely take that. Do you doing your own portering?
I mean, if you have porters for hire,
We do.
we'd love for them to unload for us.
No, we got a small enough load that you would
You
have.
think? Oh, okay.
Angus would just do it because it would keep up appearances.
you got your own porter. Got it.
Yeah.
Yep. He comes over. You had already opened it up. It's like, that's probably 20 stone. And he goes this way. He goes over, looks on his clipboard. We're gonna put you in unit 32 and 34.
Yep.
Yeah. They're all numbered.
Yeah.
He lists you as it's a double, so you can put some stuff on the bottom, some stuff on top. Think Home Depot.
Yeah. Is there anything for me to sign, or
After it's all loaded, you watch him mark what's actually in the units.
Yeah.
Okay. Sign here.
And I sign it, Sven Ironhand.
Okay. Tears off the top, hands it to you.
Takes it.
Sven Ironhand.
Sven Ironhand.
Nice.
It's that per week, he says.
Yep.
We'll tally the tab, and you'll just clear the tab to
Now,
have the stuff rendered back to you.
Do you offer a shorter price, or is it a week
Just
flat
straight-
rate?
just
If I leave in 2 days,
If you leave
can we
in,
work on?
if
Can we
you-
work something out?
Yeah, we can
Okay.
talk. If you're leaving in 2 days,
No,
by
I
all
just-
means, we can figure something out. If after the
I just don't want to have to pay for 2 weeks when I'm here for a week and a half, and so that's all.
Yep. Usually to offload as much as you have here, it's probably going to take you a week. But definitely, if you're only here for a week and 2 days, we're not going to charge you for a full week after that.
Alrighty
It's
then.
usually how that works. But if
Just
you're only
one-
here for 2 days, we'll talk.
Alrighty then. So I lock up. I take my trusty assistant, and we head out to find some food.
What do you guys do with the horses in the wagon?
We're gonna stable them.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna bring. I'm gonna ride. I'll ride a horse. Ride a horse, leading a horse.
Okay.
At the moment, just because we're at the warehouses.
Yep.
We'll find some stables near where we're staying.
Correct. They're across the road from you.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's
Or who
plenty of
knows?
them there.
Maybe we can make a few bucks off a horse.
Maybe. So, you guys go find stables, or you guys go find something to eat?
We'll do the stables and then we'll get food.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys find stables,
Get all
sign
that.
another piece of paper. Do you give the same name?
Yes.
Okay. So Sven, they put a it's not a marker. Like it's a shawl. They put like a towel over the side of the wagon with a symbol on it, and he hands you a chip.
Okay.
He hands you the
Yeah.
blade, and then he hands you a chip. Same deal. We'll charge you for a week. You give him the spiel. Yeah, we'll work something out.
Okay.
The other option you always have is to sell the wagon and try and just buy a new one when you come back. But I will warn you, prices do fluctuate.
Yeah.
So you get rid of your wagon. What are you doing after the wagon has been fixed and the horses have been? Are you keeping 2 horses, or all 4 are going?
Angus is planning. How long is it? You can walk through the town relatively quickly, right? It's not that big of a town. Like,
this is 150 feet.
That's not very big then,
yeah.
The town's
So
not.
the town is roughly like
It's big, but
a mile and a half, 2 miles, somewhere
Yeah, you
there.
can walk that pretty easily. There's no reason to use the horses. We'll just leave them. I have no reason to take a horse.
There's a reason all the
it's-
stables are pretty much outside.
Yeah.
no issue. I agree with you.
Yep.
So then after all the horses and the wagons are away, what are the 2 of you up to?
Grasham's leading the way. I'm just keeping the hood up.
Yep. You're still doing your crazy eyeball thing.
So what's Gratham doing?
Gratham is going to get some food.
Okay. So you find somewhere to eat. It is all extremely fresh produce. There's some meat, like land grazing animal kind of
Yeah.
meat. Mostly goat is usually what's on most of the menus. But you find somewhere
Yep.
more or less to your taste.
On our way by the orchard, since we're on foot now, does it look like there would be a way?
You guys are still here. You guys can say you went back in.
Oh, I assumed we did.
Are you guys going into town to find somewhere to eat?
Yes. Because that is where everybody is.
Yeah, he was recommended up in like the 5-6 area.
If he wanted,
we're not walking.
Yeah.
We're not
Go
walking.
here.
Yeah, we're not walking out of town. We're walking through town because we got to get by that cool thingy.
So you go up to the guards, you show them your slip, they let you back in.
Yep.
Does it look like there's a way to like inspect the orchard without being in trouble, or is that like a no walk zone?
No idea.
Keep off grass.
Keep off the
That's
grass.
why I'm looking for like a stay off the grass.
It looks more or less manicured.
Get your lawn off my kids.
This field is more or less wild.
You said there was a smell coming from the.
There's a fresh, blossoming flower smell coming from the apples. The apple orchard.
Oh, it's just all apples. Okay. Yeah, I take a peek. Are apples not? Is that new to us? Is that like?
It's new-ish. They're not common, but they're not rare either. So you're just gonna go into the?
No, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna keep an eye out on it. Are there any fallen apples or anything?
No.
Making my way
So you guys walk. Where are you guys walking? You guys going into Apple Lodge? These are all newer buildings.
We are making our way through
Downtown.
here to see this thing. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are walking down here. You guys go past this. You guys pretty much see the same thing that they did. It is seamless, absolutely seamless. There is, to your eye, some inlay, but it's made in such a way that it like blends into the grain of the stone or whatever it is there.
Does it say anything?
No.
No text on it.
Nope.
So it's just a ziggurat with a giant flame on top.
Yep. Which isn't touching the ziggurat.
Yeah, that's nice. I try to look at it magically with like the spell casting look that you suggested I could do sometimes. Anything
It's
about
magic.
it? Any
It's-
hint at what it does or what it is in a cultural maybe type of thing?
No, it is magic.
Okay.
Like the whole thing is magic.
I'm looking for a purpose though.
Okay, if you want a purpose, you're going to need to case it. So you're going to be standing there for 15, 20 minutes watching it.
I mean,
I personally would like to.
eat first.
Well, we'll eat first. Meaning we'll sit down, get something to eat, and chat with the local servers.
All right, we'll do that. I'm following his lead.
Okay. So you're heading over to the long run? For
Yeah.
food?
Yep.
Okay. So you will find a place for fish. All types of fish. You find sushi, sashimi, fried, baked, like...
Fish and chips.
You have just listened to The Immaculate Chaos, released for free every Wednesday or live streamed bi-weekly on Saturdays, 1200 to 1700 U.S. Eastern. Be sure to join our Discord for the most up-to-date information and join the community. If you wish to support the podcast directly or need to catch up to the live show, be sure to check out everything offered through Subscribestar and Podbean. If you like the background music, please be sure to check out the related artists. Peter Rowe is the mastermind behind most of the music in The Immaculate Chaos. Till we once again meet in creation. Thanks for listening, Anathema.